So Uncle Peter, he's like a pretty calm personality. He's always pretty like reserved, and like he gets along with everyone really well. He always gets along with the kids. Like all the kids love being around Uncle Peter. But it was funny because last summer at our cabin we were playing this game, and I had never seen this side of Uncle Peter. But the game was called 12, and we had to do random weird things, and he had to pretend like he was a photographer going around the table, and it was just so funny because he's going around the table snapping shots, and he's like, "Who's the bad kitty?" Rare, and like we'd never seen Uncle Peter do anything like that before, and it was just so funny, and that's like one of my favorite memories of him because I had never cracked up so hard. It was just hilarious. And Uncle Peter, he's proud of where he comes from, and he's proud of his family, he's proud of his wife, and he's just a really good person all the way around. I don't know, Uncle Peter, we all love him so much.
Kathy Hinrichs. I met Kathy when she was 3 years old. It was around Christmas time, and I remember two really cute kids, Michael and Kathy. And Kathy had those beautiful blonde hairs and very nice smile and really nice eyes, and she was just a really happy kid, active, and I think she still has that today. A few years later, Teresa and I got married, and I remember there was an accident with the veil, and Kathy came to me and said with really big eyes, "Uncle Peter!" And Teresa is crying because the veil was ruined, and Teresa took it kind of hard. And Kathy came to me and told me about that, and I think that shows her character because she really cares about people, she feels about people, and I really like that about her. She has a heart for animals as well. She's funny, likes sports, is active. It was really fun watching her grow up from a little cute girl to a beautiful young lady, and I'm really proud of her being a student now, working, being more and more independent, and growing up.
Adeline, otherwise known as Addie. Well, I've had the distinct pleasure to watch you this whole week and observe and just really see what the kind of person you're going to be. And I think that you will end up being a teacher because you like to direct things and you like things just so. And I watched you play a game and saw you laugh, the deepest laugh, and I thought it was just so cute. And I think that you are just amazing. You're an amazing little girl. You're going to grow up to be an amazing young woman. And your parents are wonderful. I've observed that as well. And they're doing such a good job, and they love you so much. And you are a very lucky girl.
Luke. Luke going out to the lake and finding seashells and crawdads, and with empty shells they pulled up some crawdads and they got them and they throw them back in the water. He's like big and he has a big smiley face.
So, Michael Moore, I know him a little bit, hung out with him a couple times. But I think the best memory I have of him was yesterday. We were got on our wetsuits, snorkels, went down there with the fins and some into the lake and got some crawdads. I say mine are a lot bigger than his. But he has the cutest 4-year-old daughter ever, Adeline, and she's a sweetheart. And up one day have a kid just like her. And yeah, hope we get to make some more memories.
I've got Mike Hinrichs. I remember when I was about 25 coming up to Auburn, and I was pretty nervous. And Mike was kind of an intimidating guy at first. I wasn't sure if he was gonna, you know, ask me what my intentions were and what's the deal with the kid and all these other things. But you know, I stepped outside with him probably my first 10 minutes there, and he was very genuine. He listened to what I had to say. He asked me about my job and my life and my goals, and he's a good guy. He's an honest man. He's an alpha male. He's someone who's a good father figure, and I appreciate it.
Grandpa Bob Davis. I used to be kind of afraid of him, but not anymore. Now it's just pure joy to be around him. He's always cooking, just fun to be with. It's fun to stay at his house, and it's awfully fun to have him here on vacation. I can't think of anybody I know that's more knowledgeable from a electronic mechanical standpoint when it comes to cars and trucks and buses. Just went to look at old boats and old cars this weekend. And if I hadn't had Bob along, I would have been lost, especially over there looking at that Ford with the top that came off and went down into the trunk with 20 motors and 30 servos and 50 million sensors, and Bob knew about every one of them, and the car was over 50 years old. So that's an example of Bob. He just knows so much, and he's a great guy. I'm just really happy to have him as my father-in-law.
The person I got was Christina. On her first birthday, I remember get her sugar, so to speak, like kiss her neck and stuff, and she giggled, and she says, "You must," kind of like pulled my mustache, you know, because I was tickling her. And anyway, I'm very, very proud of her. She's done very well with her job, raising her daughter Addie, and doing a great job with her life, you know. And I'm very proud of that. When Addie was born, she was at Grandma Liz's house right after she was born, and I went over to see her then, and that was a very tender moment. You know, everybody was kind of really so happy we were crying, I think, and you know, just very, very nice time in my life that I can remember. Different times. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with her when, you know, as she was growing up, but enough that I feel I know her quite well, and love her very much, and I'm very proud of her.
So I have Kara, and I have had the privilege of knowing Kara my entire life. I've watched her grow from a small girl into a young, beautiful woman. Kara has a very unique and beautiful gift of seeing all the beauty in the smallest of things and capturing that beauty behind a lens and sharing it with the world. I remember when we were small girls, we used to play at the Henriks' house and get into all kinds of trouble, play under the staircase, and things have changed so much since then. Her and I have grown in so many ways, and I'm inspired by the woman that she's become. I'm excited to see everything that God has in store for her future. I love her tremendously, and I consider her one of my closest cousins. I'm so happy on how she's developed and matured over the past few years. I love you, Kara.
Okay, I got my mom. Mom's pretty cool. Mom's pretty cool because she takes care of me, talks to people. Talks to everybody. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but that's why I like it better, because I talk a lot. Yeah. She's pretty awesome.
I can honestly truly say that my Aunt Marianne is my favorite aunt I have right now, and that's saying a lot because she's not even blood related to me. I feel like she's more of my aunt than anyone else because I enjoy talking to her about my life. I have a lot of fun talking to her. I think she's the funniest person, one of the funniest people I know. I just really, really care about her opinion about everything I'm doing. She's just such a great funny, fun-loving person, and I really appreciate the time that I get to spend with her. And it's not a lot, but it's something to look forward to at least once a year. My Aunt Marianne is always providing us with the gift of laughter, no matter where we're at. She's always funny, always fun, just always a good person to be around. If I could see her every day of my life, that would make my life so awesome. I can't always make it to all the family functions, but when I do, it really makes me feel like I have a real true extension of my family, being around her and all the wonderful kids that she has. And it shows how awesome of a person she is, because her kids are so awesome. They're so smart, and I know that they're all going to be successful, because how could you not with a mother like that? And especially, you know, the man that she's married to, he couldn't be, you know, he couldn't be any happier. I could see that. So my Aunt Marianne is a very special person in my life, and I hope she stays around for a very, very long time.
Okay, the best big sister, there's only one. Her name's Linda. She's an inspiration. I was 6 when she was elected the president of our elementary school, and at that time, at 6, all of the presidents I knew, like George Washington and Lincoln, well, they were guys, and here's my sister, a girl, as a president. And I realized at a very young age that girls could be anything. And I learned from Linda that power comes from within. It's who you want to be, but how hard you want to be that person. And she's shown me that you can do anything against all odds. She is the strongest woman I know. I look up to Linda. Her perseverance, her tenacity, her strength is something I've always admired. And I admire my big sister. So she should be a role model to all women.
I have a little Matt, and he's a terrific young man. He loves sports and video games, and he's such a good brother to his sisters, and he takes real good care of Hannah. He's a great swimmer, and he's really active, and he's grown up to be just such a ladies' man. And I'm so happy on this trip he felt better, because he was feeling low, and now he's getting better so he could enjoy the last day. And I love him.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Teresa. Now Teresa, she's really great. My brother, I think he was in love with Teresa. So you know I like her a lot. And she is one to really think a lot about who she's with, what they're up to. She's concerned about them. She always wants to know what's going on with you. She's so honest with anybody she talks to. Such a genuine person. She's, you know, one of the Davis girls. She's right in there with her other sisters. She grows so much every time I see her. She's become just the next level up with being happy. She's just confronted a lot of things, and she works really hard on making sure that her soul is right, her spirit's going in the right direction, and we share the same beliefs. She's a Christian, and she's not afraid to let somebody know that. I love her a lot.
Alright, so Michael, he is very opinionated, as I remember him. And he's always just so goofy and hilarious, and Sometimes he looks like Jesus, sometimes he messes his hair. I don't know, you never know with him.
Michael George Henricks. So much to say about him, but let's see what, I'm going to narrow it down. From banging his head on the kitchen floor, to sand in his toes, screaming, "Get the sand out of my toes!" to growing up to be a wonderful young man that is so smart. So smart. Hard for me to keep up with him. He's so smart. Michael is got a great sense of humor. I like talking with him because he makes me think about a lot of things that I don't normally think about. And I think his hair is really great. Love you, Michael.
Okay, well, I have Michelle, and my biggest memories was when she used to play with me, and we used to take pieces of my Barbie stuff and pretend they were makeup, and we would use those for makeup. And then I would always play Thomas the Tank Engine with her when I was little, and she's really nice. Whenever I see her, she's really happy.
Jen's the type of person where she'll look out for everyone. She doesn't care just about herself, but she's also the type of person where you could have a really deep conversation with, or you could just have a lot of fun with. And there's nothing really that could bring Jen down. She's like a superwoman sometimes, you'd think. And when her wedding's coming up, she's so concerned about other people other than herself, and that's just one of her really good qualities. Her wedding's gonna be one of the happiest days of her life, but she's gonna make sure everyone else there is happy too. And that's just the type of person Jennifer is. She's a genuine human being, and I know that Jen has grown so much through her whole life, and we're all proud to see how great she is doing. And she's just such a beautiful person, and we all love her so much.
Mr. Jeffrey Klopp, that's who I chose. And I decided to take every letter of his name, the J-E-F-F, and put a word to it that describes him. Okay, so J, jokester. Yes, really bad jokes, Jeff, but you always have us laughing. You're amazing. E, guy, I thought hard about that one. E is hard, and I came up with envy. And the reason I came up with envy is because your family that you've created, Jeff, is the envy of everyone. The love you have for one another. And it's just wonderful to see. F, for friends and family. Family always first with you, and friends, you're such a good friend to all. And it's wonderful to see you with Linda, and I just think that you're both very blessed. And Jeff, you are just amazing. I love you so much. And the other F is for fortunate, because this whole family is so fortunate to have you in our lives. And you mean a lot to a lot of people. And I love you, Jeff.
Okay, Sean, you are your name. Why do I say that? Because when I think of you, I think of S, Sean, the soul surfer, the stud, the selfless, loving brother, nephew, son, friend. I think of H, the handsome, honorable guy I know and love. A, okay, awesome, yes. Attitude, definitely. So what do I mean about attitude? Attitude, he's got that good attitude with that nice layer of cool on top, so he's got the cool, good attitude. you for, you know, Sean, understanding, unique, unbelievable as far as everything that he can do, and this is the big one, necessary. Sean is necessary to all of us. Who would we be without Sean? Sean has affected all of us with his points of view, with his love, with his, how do I want to put it? With his need to let us all know how much he loves us. And not very many people want you to know that. He never forgets. Never forgets to say I love you. Never forgets about you. He thinks about you, and that's a really neat thing to know. So, Sean, S-H-A-U-N, darn, where in the world is that deer? And Sean, you know what I mean when I say that, right? Darn, where'd that deer go? Well, I love you. And that's it.
Well, Kara handed out names, and the name I got was her dad, Matt Donovan. Matt. I've known Matt for a very long time, probably as long as I've known Linda. Anyway, Matt, he's an amazing guy. He's a family man. He raised 2 kids perfectly. I mean, look at this one doing the video. And Sean, you know, he's a surfer. I mean, Matt is a surfer, skateboarder. He loves his family. He's one of the original 3 hydrogen guys. Jeff, Mike, Matt. Yeah, we're gonna change the world with our hydrogen gear. He's a leader, he's an engineer, he's an inventor. He was the original inventor of the prop snowboard, and somebody else came along and took it away from him. And now he's inventing board games, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff. And he's just a really great guy, has a great family. He's got a love of the Lord, that's a plus. And he has taught his family spirituality. And I just really admire him. He's a great guy. Amen.
Well, I got Charla's name to talk about, and I don't know, there's too much there to really put into a small segment. She really saved my life with the way that she encourages me to keep doing what I like to do, and she's surrounded me with all these wonderful people that she comes in contact with. She's really a daredevil, I think, because she's just tried so much being, you know, my mate, and she encourages me to try hard, and she's funny, she's beautiful in the morning, she is always just so at peace all the time. Even when something seems like she's getting stressed over, she's very peaceful. She has really pretty hair and really pretty eyes, and she's a very, very tender, loving person, and she sees all the good things she can possibly see in a person. She's so responsible, it's crazy. She does so much. She makes my lunch every morning. It's like every day is a new day with her. Just the happiest guy in the world. I couldn't be any happier. She makes me so proud. I don't know how to say enough. Really.
My person was Matt Moore, and it's just been a really good pleasure getting to know Matt over the couple years. He just got married to Jennifer, and right off the bat when he came to that first Thanksgiving, we all knew that he was the one that she was going to marry. And, you know, when he first got there, everyone was like, oh, what do you think about him? You know, I talked to him and he seems cool. And as the day went on, you know, we really came to respect him, and he really became a part of the family, and he you can just tell how he cherishes Jennifer so much, and he puts her first no matter what. And we just went to their wedding. It was the best wedding ever, so much fun. And you can just see that they're so happy and they deserve each other. And we're really glad to have Matt as part of our family now.
So Hannah, when I think of Hannah, I just think of everything amazing and beautiful and fun, and she has such an imagination that I wish I had still. She always reminds me of my sister and I when we were little, and just how we would play, and she's always really fun to be with. A memory I have of Hannah that I'll always cherish is when we went down to Charlotte's house, the Donovan's house, for Thanksgiving in the RV, and she had her little Barbie, and we always sang that song. You're just like me, I'm just like you. And then we made up this whole, you're just like me, I'm just like poo, or something like that. I can't remember anymore, but I remember just how she still is that way. Just, you go to do something with her, and she's just like, yeah, and she's just very open and caring and sincere and loving. And I just hope she always stays that way. I think she will. And if not, I'll love her however she changes to be. And I love you, Hannah. We all love you. And we know you have a really bright future. And you're just amazing with Addie, and how much you love all your siblings and your cousins. And life would not be the same without you. Love you.